I've just screwed this board through here. I've rested it on these ledges because I know it's level across here. It's really hard to find a level in the van, so you've kind of got to go from two known points. And then I'm going to clad this board up to the ceiling. I've left a gap at the top so the edge of the board will be covered nicely up there. So let's take this down. Hopefully we can get it out. Should be able to. There we go. Ooh, it's tight. Let's take this back for the moment. Fold that over. And I'm literally going to cover the back in PVA. And I just want to completely cover this side. Let's flip it over and screw it back down where it was. Now I'm going to get some G clamps and just clamp this wood down to the board. While the glue is drying, I'm just going to cut down my next board. Yeah, that'll do. So from what I found out online, when you're painting this pine cladding, you should seal the knots beforehand using a knotting solution. Because if you don't do that, then over time you'll start to see discolorations where the knots are through the paint. So I haven't got any knotting solution at the moment. I'm going to paint this without using any, and this will be a test piece to see whether you do need to use it or not. I've got some ordered up, so that should be here tomorrow. I'll put a link in the description if you need to get some for your build, and by buying it through the link you're also helping the channel out, so thank you if you buy it through the links. That's the second coat down. Just going to get a load of my PVA glue, and I'm going to glue all my panels in one hit. Got a lino sample here. That's actually better. Okay, I've got a little paintbrush here, and I'm just going to literally run a little bit of glue down the tongue. There we go. Paint the tongue on the next one. Right, good morning everyone. I left this to dry overnight. So let's take the clamps off. Right, so now I've got that board in place, I want to cut an archway out here to give you a little bit more headroom for going between the cab and the back. I'm just marking out where I want the arch roughly. The curtains are going to be hiding in this space here, so about there. And then I want it to come up to give us more headroom along here and then down there. I'm just going to cut this out using a jigsaw to start with to make sure that I'm happy with the angles. I think this is all set up ready to go. There we go, it's nice and neatly cut now. Obviously I need to sand the pencil marks off and paint it a few more times. I find that if you mix nice jobs in with doing the boring, tedious jobs like painting and sanding, it makes the whole experience much nicer. So I'm going to go about wiring these LEDs in. Let me show you what I've got. Little 12 volt LED spotlights, very nice. They're surface mounted ones with an aluminium frame. So I got them in warm white. You can also get them in cool. I'll put a link in the description if you want to get some of these. I'm going to be using some bullet crimps for connecting these up, and that will just make it easier in the future if ever we need to change one of these. Crimp some of these on here, and then away you go. I've just cut all these wires off. Let's try one out. There we go. So the wire with the black mark on it's the negative. Still getting to grips with this wire stripping tool. It seems to work pretty well. Plug it in there. That one plugs in there, and then we can just tuck the wire up in the ceiling. I should have left these cables a little bit longer really, but there we go. My new skylight's taking a battering. The van's getting absolutely covered in sea spray, which isn't good. It's going to make it rust even quicker. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different at the back where the bed goes, so I need to make some ply panels to go in here. In order to get the cardboard template, I use a Sharpie pen, and I use the tip of the pen and press it into the corners, and then I can use my pair of scissors to cut around where I've marked. And there we have a nice template of that recessed bit. Now I'm going to transfer this onto some plywood. This is the old ceiling, which I'm going to be reusing. Plywood's so expensive at the moment, that's why I'm reusing this old stuff. To make this panel fit perfectly, I'm just going to get the Sharpie and run it around the edge. Pretty good anyway. And that way we can just use a sander just to sand off the bits of Sharpie around the edge. It should fit absolutely perfect then.
Are you recording me?
Right then, I've just cut these frames down. Now we've just got to glue and screw them all together. These two ply panels which have been painted white, and they're going to go in there, and then these frames are going to go in here, and the other in there, and then I want to join them together. It's a shame I haven't got more hands. Take measure in my pocket, thank goodness for that. Ugh. Right, 150mm between them. It's just long enough. There we go, 2 frames fixed together. Push it up tight to the top. Right, now I just want to line up my frame. I'll get a screw in here, going all the way through and into the ply. Get one that's longer than that. That's good. Right, it's chopping it down up here, so just let it come in a little bit. That's what I was aiming for. I knew these panel pins would come in handy for something. I'm actually going to put a few screws around the panels as well. I think nails are alright, but the trouble is because it's going at the top and the bottom of the bed and it's quite tight, we may end up pushing the panels out by accident in our sleep. So I'm just going to make sure that they're nice and secure to these frames. I'm literally going to put 8 screws in each panel. I'm just gluing my LED strip. This will work well because the pine will cover this, the cladding will come over the top, and then the cladding will go underneath this, so it will look really nice, I think. In my head it looks really nice. Right, let's get these bolted in position. And I'm going to do the same method for fixing these to the walls as I did fixing all the battens and such. A nice bolt going through. So that goes up as high as it possibly can. And then the bolt goes through there. Probably do 2 bolts going through. Just cable tied this battery up here so we can test out the LED strips and see how it looks. There we go, mood lights in the bedroom area. You can have red, nice and romantic, blue to stop you killing yourself. That's why they use it on train station platforms, to stop people jumping. Just a little fun fact. Orange, it's nice and warm. Or white, it's like daytime. Here we go, you can choose all sorts of different colours, have it multicolour. Because we haven't got any windows at the back, it could be quite dark, but with these panels here, if you put it on white, it's sort of like you've got more daylight coming in. And then of course you've got the nice big skylight up here to let more light in. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it useful and it's given you some inspiration for your own build. If you enjoy watching, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And hopefully I'll see you in the next one, where we'll be focusing more on the design element and having a solid plan in place moving forward. Cheers guys, take care.